Welcome back, folks. My name's Anthony Valentine, the Camper Nerd. Today we're going special again, super special. Autosleeper Amethyst. Check the registration number, X79NWR Whiskey Romeo. I'm afraid it's at lots of owners. Yes, that's correct. 2 owners, and the last gentleman has had it from 6 months old. I don't know what happened with the first gentleman for 6 months. Perhaps he had more money than sense he could buy. Can you imagine what one of these would have cost in? Now, X-Reg, is that a 2000 or 2001? Registered new 6th of October 2000, old style V5. So he had it for 6 months, and the last guy had it all from 6 months till last week. Unfortunately, he's getting on a bit now, lost his wife, so this was not suitable for a single traveller anymore. So here we are. This is really nice. Let's have a look at the paperwork trail first. Unfortunately, it's not been serviced many times. In the book, we've got car care 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got Richard Baldwin 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we've got Calder Valley Motorhomes 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They stamped it up at 47,800 miles in 2000. However, there's bills carrying on, so if your OCD and your paperwork trail wants to complete that, just nip to that motorhome centre and I'm sure they'll stamp it up because they'll have it on record. It's only just been serviced, and Habitation's, the last invoice is in there. We've got a raft of course, the original Autosleeper manuals, the Ford manuals, bills galore. Yes, and this is an Autosleeper Amethyst, and there's the original logbook. Would you believe, folks, I got into a tit-for-tat situation last week. Perhaps you're watching me. Shall we use the keyboard warrior comment? You're selling a door set. That is not a door set. Can you explain why the interior has been changed? Completely flummoxed, so I said, can you explain why you think that interior has been changed? I've known the previous owner who bought it nearly new. Why would I change the whole interior? I've owned Autosleepers for 35 years. I can tell you that interior was not one. I said, this is a Dorset, not a symbol, and it's a dealer special, so that everything is as it should be. But lo and behold, this got into a convoluted argument, and he wanted the last say and called me a liar, trying to tell an Autosleeper specialist what model Autosleeper I had. I had the original bill of sale saying Dorset, I had the original invoice, the manual. I know me Autosleepers inside and out. You know that, folks. So here we go. This is just marvellous. Bodywork, whoa, this is going to be 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to drop it half a point. Just a couple of the pin lines I've just come off. So probably over the years, it is 25 years old. It's probably maybe just washed off, or maybe someone's had a power washer on a couple of washes and just been a bit too aggressive, but it's absolutely fantastic. On the driver's side, we've got the mains hookup, leaders inside, carver heater. We've got the standard Thetford cassette. So here is your cassette there, and that's your area for flush chemicals. We'll pull the bonnet while we're here. Incidentally, I think today of filming, this has got about 36, 35 days MOT. Check yourself. Online, always recommended to check the MOT history. It's a 3-check X79NWR. On the last MOT, previous that we kept gliding through, no advisories. From memory, it's got rust corrosion to the front 2 springs, which I'm going to take you shortly and show you the underneath of the chassis, which is great. And there was another couple of things I can't remember off the top of my head, but needless to say, this is going on auction, no reserve. It'll go to the highest bidder. It's on sale. It takes 10 days to the auction end. Within that period, I'm going to take it for a pre-MOT. We will either clean those springs up or replace them. We'll do the other couple of little jobs which are mentioned on the advisory, and we're going to give you 13 months MOT. How does that work? It's 12 months MOT. Well, the law states if you've got less than a month, it's an incentive not to run it all the way down to the MOT. So in other words, if you go at 13 months and get it MOT'd the day before, you can tag on that extra period. So by the time it's been MOT'd, you're probably going to end up with about 12 months and 2 or 3 weeks MOT, but you will have over 12 months MOT, not a single advisory. I can't cope with advisory, so let's have it right. This really deserves a bit of love and care and attention. Wow. Engine battery, leisure battery, the bomb-proof 2.5 turbo diesel engine. I drove this back, it was about 80 miles on the outskirts of Leeds to HQ Nerd. Oh, I couldn't stop smiling driving it back. 51,000 miles from memory, let's have a look. 51,202. So again, I'll be happy to deliver this anywhere in the country. I'll drop it off. £500 deposit. Unless you want to come here, you're welcome to view Monday to Friday 9 AM till 3 PM. Outside of those hours, drop us a line or a text or a WhatsApp and I'll see if I can meet you, but I can promise you can view it 9 till 3 Monday to Friday. Again, the delivery option and viewing option I've been doing for many years, it's never gone wrong yet. If you're the successful bidder and you've won the auction, a £500 deposit is all I ask for. I'll deliver it anywhere in the United Kingdom and get the train home. All I ask is for a voluntary £100 contribution to me train ticket and the fuel. Yeah, the front end is fine. So transits, we seem to be into twofold of people. A lot of Autosleepers are put on a Transit or a Peugeot. Some Transit people love them to bits, but some Peugeot people, I'll never have a Transit, they're rusty. So Transits have the smiley front, what we call the smiley front because the front looks like a smile. It's the Mark V shape. It only has two weaknesses on the rust issue, is the front wheel arches and the top of the door where the water runs down the channel. This is just as it's come in. All we had to do was a machine polish and a wax, and that's as it's come up. There was no rust on the wheel arches, there was no issues on the top of the doors. Mark V Transit chassis are fantastic, but they get a bad reputation because people can see it, and maybe a little bit of rust here and there, so they think it's no good. Whereas on the Peugeot Boxers, they're virtually always nice above, but sometimes they do have issues underneath that you have to be wary of. So when I'm buying a Peugeot Boxer, I'll be extra careful and diligent to make sure those are the thing. So yeah, the past MOT, there's no mention of corrosion or rust, etc. I knew there was something else. Brake pipes, the brake pipes have been wax oiled. So on the last MOT, there was a mention of brake pipes, I think it says corroded or covered in material. On this occasion there's no corrosion, they're covered in material. So I'll have to ask the MOT inspector what his opinion is. So if he says we have to clean it and it has to be, or it may just have one advisory, and one advisory only is brake pipes covered in wax oil. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's got the awning on the side. We've got two gas bottles. I can show you inside there, the 2 6-kilogram gas bottles. Last owners left you a load of foil covers, so that'll clip on the front and Velcro. We've got captain's front seat. All the sills are lovely. As I say, I'm going to take you underneath shortly. Wow, this is just a pleasure. Passenger side same, rear of the driver's side. We'll take Dennis the drone up shortly as well and look above. We've got the 2 Fiorma carrier back rack. We've got a large space underneath there to put, well, there's your jack and brace and a few bits and bobs and mud tracks. Habitation wise, I've had a quick check and all the lights and the basic things seem to work, but I'm not qualified. Steve from ST Caravan Services, while the auction is in progress, he's going to come in and do a habitation check. So what that means is he brings a gas bottle and he checks there's no gas leaks. He will check all the electrics, the 12 volt as well as the mains, and he'll do various checks, and only when he's satisfied he will issue with a new habitation certificate. The only things you get on these older ones are sometimes the Carver, if the camera can come round, the Carver hot water, if it's not being used they need a new burner unit or a pilot light. We've got these in stock, so if we need to do that we'll do that. And also the gas element on the fridge. Sometimes, again, if that's not used for a while, again, that will need a service. But again, we'll have all that carried out, and hey presto, it'll be checked over. If the camera can just go in and look at the bed operation while I've got it. This is a massive queen size bed. It will actually, if you look on the pictures, it will have the, you can have it set up as a large single on one side and a comfortable 3/4 single bed on that side, and a galley area in the middle, or we've got it in the queen size bed configuration at the moment. Believe it or not, 6'2" long, and if you're taller than 6'2", no problem, because the passenger seat swivels. You can go up to about 6'8", and the width again is 6'7", so a really good bed size. Electric step. Imagine the cost of this in 2000. And if you wanted an equivalent motorhome here now in 2025, well, the number will start with £100,000. That's what they're approaching a new one now. Okay, let's have a look underneath and I'll show you what we're saying about the chassis. So underneath of X79 November Whiskey Roma home, yeah, all solid and original, obviously pre-body shop and detailing. Inner steps, no sign of welding. There is a sign of a bit of wax oiling, I would say preventative medicine on both inner steps. Underneath, engine dry, no surprises. Again, it's a 25-year-old Transit, so it's just got a little bit of surface corrosion there that, depending, you could just bring that back nicely with a light wire brush. A bit of wax oil. I actually prefer to clean it up, dust it, and WD-40 it. But all the chassis again, this is only a very light surface, all solid, no signs of welding. Spur wheel, all the nibbles on the spur wheel carrier. Again, just a little bit on the 25 years old. Look at that water can. So that's the waste water, fresh water. That doesn't look like a 25-year-old exhaust. Underneath, even the extra stabilising legs have been greased. So yeah, it has been well serviced, there's no doubt about that. Sometimes you come to these and they've never been used and they've never been greased and they're stuck solid, but that's clearly not the case on this one. Yes, this is a delight. So again, if you was taking it to shows, you may want to just take it to the next level. It's not an MOT issue. You may want to take it to a next level to detail that up. But I would thoroughly recommend, underneath the front cross member's fine as well. I would thoroughly recommend a couple of cans of WD-40. Top tip for you. My granddad taught me it years ago. He jacked up his car once a year. 2 cans of WD-40. The clue is in the title, water displacement, and they got it right, the formula, on the 40th attempt. And that will build up a nice, clear film of protection, especially on the brake pipes, etc. Some people want to cover it up with Schultz and nasty black stuff, and another mistake, rookie mistake, is to do that when it's not absolutely bone dry or clean, because the problem is then you're trapping in moisture and it will rust from the inside out. So wait for a dry day, clean it off with a light wire brush, couple of cans of WD-40, and the beauty with WD-40 is you can paint everything underneath, literally, except the wheel discs. That's clear and obvious, and it will protect the rubber joints, bushes, chassis, etc, etc. Okay, we'll carry on with the video and we'll go upstairs. So you've had a look underneath. We'll get Dennis the drone now and we'll have a little flyover and then I'll take you inside. Okay, thanks for that flyover, Dennis. Seatbelts on, we'll have a little drive. Oh, let's be comfortable. Not one but two armrests. Ignition on, slight preheat. Good old smiley front 2.5 banana engine. Brilliant. And this gearbox, wow. That feels as tight as the day it left the factory. And I should know because I had a fleet of these brand new. In the 80s, I had a company called Valentine Van Hire. We were renting these out when they were brand new. What have we got here? We've got electric passenger window, electric driver's window. We've got power steering. What's this? These millennials will never... My grandson Jake will not know what this is. It's a cassette tape player. Cassette tape. Wow. The original 4004 double din head unit. Sorry, I'm showing a bit of my nerdery now. I did have a period of being an auto electrician, so I was fitting these back in the day. We've got a cup holder. We've got a little flap here for, well, documents, and that's about it. Good old, what I like to say, thready Flintstone mechanics. Okay, we'll turn right here, safe to go. Yeah, I drove this back on the M62, took it up to the national speed limit. You'll be able to cruise all day long at 60, 65, but I'd say 60-ish is its happy speed. Whoa, that's accelerating nicely. You can tell it's virtually only had one driver from 6 months old, and all that servicing. Beautiful. As I say, when I was driving it back, I couldn't keep the smile off my face. I do appreciate an old van and an old... I've mentioned a couple of times on a Facebook post, I do like an old tranny. Wow, well there's another story. I do a Facebook warning. Obviously they're insinuating that I'm saying someone's a transvestite, which is not the case. The name for these in the trade have always been a tranny. I don't know this woke world that we live in, but anyway, it is an old tranny, a transit van, Mark 5 Smiley, and it makes me smile. Look at that, steering wheel dead centre. Don't know whether the microphone can pick up all the rattles and shakes. Probably not, because there is no rattles and shakes. Okay, we're doing 45, 50, we'll just creep towards the national speed limit. 55, and we're just getting to 60. We'll just slow down now over this corner. A lorry approaching us. This is a delight, an absolute pleasure to drive, a pleasure to own. I'll look forward to the handover. So again, I repeat, I'll be happy to deliver this anywhere in the United Kingdom. All I ask is a £500 deposit. If you want to come and collect it and you're nervous about sending £500 deposit to me, you think I'm going to run away with it, no problem. Just come and collect it from Nerd HQ, L408JG. Monday to Friday is viewing 9 AM till 3 PM. Outside of those hours, it's normally arrangeable. Just give me a phone, and if you're reluctant to send a £500 deposit, come and collect it, no problem whatsoever. But as I say, most people take the viewing stroke delivery option. They have a look around it, make sure they're happy, no one's ever been disappointed yet, and then payment is asked for and a lift to the nearest train station. I can't be any further than that. If you look on my Google reviews as well as eBay reviews, they're all taking that option. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, I'll take over the camera and I'll step inside and show you around. So then, the bit you've all been waiting for, stepping inside. Yeah, this is just absolutely delightful. Now then, for the interior, I'm going to score it 9 out of 10. It's dropping a point for, there's the crank handle for the awning. It's got all the original scatter cushions, matching the curtains, all original, all beautiful, clean, nice. The old boy had actually left a cover on this, clipped in with little clips, so the table is like brand new. Now why am I dropping it a point? On the passenger seat, it just got a little, where the crease is there, it's just come away a bit there, so I'm going to give that to a guy I've been using for over 30 years, Phil at Southport Q Coach Trimmers. Hopefully he'll be able to nip that in the bud and nip that just a little bit closer, so we'll get that a little bit better. But obviously that's been super critical. And the thing that it's going to drop 1 point of, the last owner has put a carpet here and he's cut it round all the way here, and I can see why. Obviously I've tested it first of all, there's no leaks or damp or anything, but he's obviously, can you see that stain? Horrible looking stain. It's actually not as bad as that in real life, but the camera makes it look worse. Clearly something has spilt from here in storage and he's come back to it and not realised, so it is there. There is no, we've tested it, there's no damp marks now, but it has just crept up into there and a little bit there. So during the auction, if you want to WhatsApp me, we're going to have a quick clean and see if we can get a professional carpet cleaner with a deep clean machine to get that better. Hopefully we can get it better, but assume the worst and it's going to stay like that. Then you've got a couple of options. Just leave it as he's been using it with the cover over it, or we've got I've got a very good carpet man, and he did one for me a couple of months, and this same green, it's not an exact match, but it's a very close match, so you could recarpet it. Or there's someone called Carpets for Caravans, I can send you the link, and they will design and make, it's not cheap, but it's an exact fit that will clip over the top of this, so that's up to you to decide. So there's its 1 point dropped. We'll get on with the good. So it's the 2+2. It's got, look at this, is Autosleeper chrome turnbuckle catches. That comes down. We've even got a netting here, all like new, that clips on the side, and that'll stop your precious children's and grandchildren's falling out overnight. Typical Autosleeper, not wooden, metal folding ladders, thick cushions to go over the top there. And the design of Autosleeper, they even put extra clips, so if you have that in that position, as most people have it in Sleep 2 or maybe 3, you can use that and put all your bedding and stuff in there. But if you're driving, just to save a tiny little bit of rattle, Autosleeper think of everything, and never even chrome little clips there, and then that is locked into position. Hey presto. We'll put the very straightforward Autosleeper control panel on, and that'll put all the lights on. As I say, I've checked everything myself, I'm not qualified, and everything seems to work, but we'll get Steve from ST Caravan Services to fully sign it off while the auction's in progress. Original curtains to the front, even curtains to the top, all the original Autosleeper wooden cupboards. Now on this I noticed we've got the original 4-dish Autosleeper crockery of the dishes, the plates and the small plates, but not the cups. So someone has added, obviously has added extra cups at some stage. So you even got the original glasses, place for your wine bottles, etc. Or if you're a non-alcoholic drinker, you can put non-alcoholic beverages in there. I got a comment a couple of months ago when you commented, I saw this, you mentioned the all-important wine cupboard. That is not very nice for us that don't drink alcohol. Well, no one's telling you to drink alcohol. You can put whatever beverages you want in that. I personally like a bottle of wine, but there you go. Of course, all the blinds come down there, foil covered to keep you cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. Fly nets. This is just beautiful. Chrome buttons and bezels, folks, you know me. On this one, I can only see, I think it should be kept original. So I can see with my beady eyes, that one's fine. That one is fine. That one's just a bit tarnishing. So the button and bezel I'm going to change to another very, very good used one that you will never notice. I've got a collection of very good used ones because there's no such thing as used ones and new ones anymore. We just have to change them to later chrome bezels. But I'll give you I'll include in the sale a full set of chrome buttons and bezels, and then at a later date if you want to change them. But this will be delivered with that button and bezel changed, These 3 buttons need replacing, in my opinion. I'll put you some good ones in, and that's the worst one. Can you see what happens after 25 years? The bezel's fine, but just the button's a bit warm. While we're here, we'll look in the wet room. Beautiful. Vanity cupboard, drop down sink, hot and cold taps, hot and cold shower. Frosted privacy glass, but also a blackout blind if you so wish. Toilet is all clean and sanitised. And let's have a look under the fitted carpet. Of course, it's like brand new. Gas heater. Cupboard, wardrobe. If you're on electric, which you are now, that'll heat the hot water on mains. And to heat the hot water on gas, we switch that light on, and that'll for wild camping. Everything's designed to wild camp, as well as if you plugged in on mains. Mains fuse box, chimney stack for the flue for the heater. And this has got 2 forward facing rear seat belts, both 3-pointers. So because this is pre-2006, the law is very straightforward. Because he's got seat belts here, up to 4 passengers, if you've got 4 passengers, they must all be sat and strapped in seat belts. But you can legally carry, well, 6, 7, 8 people in this. There's no problem. Legally can sit there because there's no seat belts, no law required pre-2006. You can even sit there. Or the only company that I would recommend is Seatbelt Services in Wembley, London, and they will fit you some lap belts, etc. if you needed extra seat belts. You can access the gas cupboard inside here, 2 propane 6 kilogram gas bottles included, 3-way fridge, 12 volt when driving, mains and gas when wild camping. It's just trapping a bit on the carpet. Yeah, spotless inside. Even a freezer department. Not much more to show you now. Fire extinguisher. Look at this. 25 years ago, the quality. A wooden chopping down board that even went in the extra draining board. Only Autosleeper could design a camper van and want a draining board as well as a sink. 4-burner gas hob. Look at the chrome work. That's just as it's arrived, no surprise. Even the grill is all wrapped up nice and neat. There's even some panels there. What's this? Some sort of oven tray, all wrapped up neatly, all clean. Cupboard space underneath there, cupboards space underneath the sink, all beautiful. Cutlery tray. What's this? Last owner, I'm not quite sure why he's designed a little non-slip mat over a little piece of wooden board. There's nothing to hide. It's not. I don't know, but there you go. You can get rid of it. Everything's as it should be. The gas override taps. Generally, you'll just switch the gas on and off at the gas bottle, but an engineer likes to have individually turn off the gas for the boiler, the heater, the fridge, etc., and the cooker if he's testing anything. Your leisure fuses are inside that control panel. As always, if anyone buys a vehicle off me, just connect via WhatsApp 0798 526 1078 or visit me at campernerd.com, and I will directly send you some Habitation videos showing you how things work to WhatsApp. That's if you're taking the delivery option, or I can send you the videos anyway if you're coming to collect it. No problem whatsoever. Some override light switches here. The amount of people that we put the lights on here, the amount of people that make this mistake, or kids are messing with buttons, they turn that button off there. That's if you're sat here, you don't have to reach up. It's nice to be lazy on your holidays, and you can switch all the lights on and off by that one button. But the amount of owners that come to it and no lights are working and they're panicking because that switch is hidden behind the curtain. You've got, oh, he's left you an accessory plug, so you can plug anything in there. That's 12 volt off the leisure battery, and you've got various extra mains sockets. This was top of the range in 2000, even an electric step. So just to reiterate and repeat, this is a 2000 Autosleeper Amethyst. I'll be delighted to put my name to it. on sale with no reserve. By the end of the auction it will have over 12 months MOT. If you want to check on the last day of the auction, the registration number, X79 November Whiskey Romeo, and you possibly will have one advisory, and that will be coverage of wax oil, etc. on the brake pipes. But other than that, I'll make sure the springs are cleaned and ready and prepped, or it has new springs. Just slowly walking around now. So as I say, no reserve. It will not end the auction early. I never have done, never will. My name's Anthony Valentine, the Camper Nerd. 0798 526 1078, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Good luck with your bidding, folks, and I'll catch you on that next video.